Well, it had to end at some point. Hello everyone and welcome back to more Careering Onwards with me, Mr. Grand 2, here at the start of Season 9, still with Liverpool, still with the French national team, although as you can see, we did not win the Nations League, and the impressive, incredible, unbeaten run that France had, stretching 88 games all the way back to Euro 2020, has come to an end. We did win the third place playoff, we trashed Germany 4-0, that was a brilliant performance, but we did not turn up in the semi-final against Italy, losing 2-0. Two very quick goals from the Italians did the job, and well, our Nations League crown has gone. Our run of international tournament victories and just games in general has gone as well. As said, 88 games. It was a stunning record, but well, it had to end at some point, and it has ended. So that's a shame. There's part of me that does feel like we probably should have left France when we won the World Cup, because that would have been a good way to leave, wouldn't it? But we didn't, and that's the decision we've made. I do think I probably will leave after the Euros, though. I think I'm kind of, if the Brazil job or the Argentina job becomes available, that's something I'd like to do, because obviously a good chance of winning the World Cup, but also the Copa America as well would be quite nice. Otherwise, maybe another European team, see if we can do something with them too. Obviously, the England job is something I would like to have. We didn't get it. Graham Potter got it last time. I didn't apply for it, but the FA appointed Graham Potter anyway, so we'll see what happens after the Euros. I mean, if we can win it with France, that would be nice, but I think I'm not sure. I think the Italians look pretty good. Anyway then, with Liverpool, it's the start of a brand new season. Obviously, last season was a bit of a weird one. It was a bit of a weird one because, of course, to remind ourselves, we were trying to win the Premier League. We did not win the Premier League. That was the main thing the board wanted, but obviously we didn't win. We finished in 4th in the end, which was pretty disappointing, albeit only 1 point behind both United and Spurs, and it was only because we drew with Spurs on the last day of the season, and we were only 5 points behind Man City as well, so we weren't that far behind, but it just felt, it was so frustrating. We lost 8 matches, and most of these were just stupid losses. Yes, we lost to City, Arsenal and Chelsea, but lost to Leeds, Wolves, Newcastle, Southampton and Wolves as well. 2 losses to Wolves. Just disappointing. So many narrow defeats, so many opportunities where we could have overtaken City and we just didn't. It was just very frustrating. But by the same measure, we did obviously have a very successful season because we won the Champions League, we won the FA Cup, we won the League Cup and we won the Community Shield. 4 trophies is phenomenal. To get our first Champions League as well, absolutely sensational. And yet we were still, if we hadn't won that Champions League final, we probably would have got sacked because the board was so desperate for us to win the Premier League. Now that's not what they want to do this season. They do only want us to challenge for the Premier League, which is obviously what we've done for the last 2 seasons, so that's something that is certainly doable, but I want to win the Premier League. We were so close last season, and I think with just a little bit of luck, our fortunes can change. So then, with that in mind, it's time to look at the transfers. And the first exit from the club, as was expected, Journeyman has left us on a free transfer. Nobody wants to sign him at this point. He's still pretty good. He could do a decent job in some leagues, I think. Not the Premier League anymore, but he could do a decent job. But anyway, he's going to retire at the end of next season. Did really well for us in his first season, actually. 4 goals, 1 assist. Not too bad. Came off the bench quite a lot last season. Didn't play except in a couple of cup games off the bench, so was never really worth keeping on over quite a large amount of money, but we wish him well. And the other player to leave us on a free, although a bit more still in his sort of not necessarily prime, but still in very good condition and valued at 56 million, which kind of hurts. But yes, on a free after refusing to renew his contract, Moussa Dembele has joined Newcastle, our Premier League rivals, who have qualified for Europe this season. So good luck to them. Still really good, physically excellent. He's just a very good player, isn't he? Did pretty well for us in our 2 seasons. Not quite as well last season. Obviously, he was the starting striker in our first season for the most part. And only 12 goals in the Premier League in that season wasn't great, although he did get 21 overall. Last season, just a 9 overall, but he wasn't first choice, obviously. But yeah, decent player for us. So it's very disappointing to lose him on a free, but that's just how it happens sometimes. Now, pretty much everyone who was on loan last season has gone out on loan again, just because I kind of miscalculated with squad registration, so most of the regens who were on loan are not here. Again, they're out on loan too. But one player who wasn't is Harvey Elliott, who didn't really play much last season, but he's gone on loan to Marseille for this year. Decent player, nothing too special. didn't play much last season. He did play the season before when Mohamed Salah got injured and actually played really well, which is why I kept him last year. But he's probably not going to get much game time this year. So yeah, good for him to get a bit of first team football in League One. Also going is Naby Keita, who's made his loan to Bournemouth permanent for 13.75 million. Not too bad for a player in his 30s who is physically pretty much gone at the age of 32. So yeah, get a bit of cash for him. Also going, the one regen who we have sold is Tom West, who was out on loan last season. I believe it was at AC Milan or something like that, Sampdoria, but he's gone to Valencia for £14 million. Now this is the point where, having edited one of the previous episodes, I will put on some sort of derogatory statement towards myself about the fact that I'm pretty sure we rejected a bid around 40 million for him in January, something like that. I might be wrong. So to only get 14 million for him is pretty disappointing, but he wasn't going to play and he wasn't particularly happy, so I guess that's something. And then the largest sale, although it's not a very big fee, is Max Aarons, our backup right back last season, has gone to Leicester, our former club, where we did actually try to sign him on loan from Tottenham, I seem to recall, but he has gone to them permanently for £17.5 million. Obviously played a reasonable amount of football, rotating with Trent Alexander-Arnold coming off the bench, and wasn't very good. It wasn't very good. 6.72 average rating, was pretty poor and was directly responsible for some of our defeats, or at least some of the goals we conceded in those defeats towards the end of last season while Trent was injured. So yeah, we've upgraded and it's good to get, and we got a profit on him. That's the only player we've actually made a profit on. So the ins then, we've only signed 3 players, but we have still spent loads of money because we're at the stage in the game where all the good players, certainly all the good regens, they're really expensive. They're really, really expensive. Pedro is the cheapest player we've signed, Brazilian midfielder, who I wanted to sign in January. In fact, I kind of forgot that we signed Gedson Fernandes, so we didn't really need this guy. But he's really good, so I thought we might as well get him for the price. This is the only one that I consider to be good value. 20.5 million. Massive loss for Atletico, who had signed him from Flamengo. He did a really good season last year in Atletico. Didn't play loads of games, but did pretty well when he did play. And yeah, just really solid. Some lovely attributes all over the place here. Naturally, a Mazzala, that's probably where he's going to play, but I think he'd be a really nice deep line playmaker too. I just think he's a really good, solid squad player for us. He's on 165 grand a week, but then we are really rich, so that is alright, I guess. But he's an upgrade on Gravenberch and Fernandes probably, so he'll probably play quite a bit this season. New backup right back, who I'm pretty happy about, and not happy with the price though, is Lorenzo Maraldi, who we have signed from Schalke, former Bundesliga rivals of ours, for £54 million, which is hopefully worth it. But when you consider what we paid for Rafinha last summer, I don't know. He's good. He's definitely better than Max Aarons from an attributes perspective and from a coach rating perspective. Physically very quick, which I like, and he's got decent technicals in terms of crossing and dribbling. Passing's not amazing, marking's not amazing, but tackling's good. Work rate's again not amazing, but positioning's alright, teamwork's alright. So pretty well rounded, and he's only 22, so he's got good room to manoeuvre. 1 cap for Italy for him so far. And then the main signing, I said I wanted a new striker. We've got a new striker, and well, I went big. I could have signed a guy from Rangers, could have signed a guy from Celtic, both at reasonable fees, but they both had kind of some flaws. So we went big. We went very big. Marko Sinček, we have signed, Croatian, 14 goals for him for Croatia so far in 21 caps at the age of 20. He has joined from AZ Alkmaar for £70 million, just slightly less than Colin Nicholson. And like Colin Nicholson, attributes-wise, he is absolutely sensational. Finishing of 16, composure of 17. There's so much good stuff here. Can't go through it all. And he is indeed 5-star current ability. We have another player who's 5-star current ability. You might be able to guess. It is Colin Nicholson. So we now have 2 strikers who are both 5-star current ability. And Vujovic is 5 stars as well. But we've got 2 strikers who are 5-star current ability in a team where we only play 1 striker. So, I mean, that's interesting. But the thing is, what I'm thinking is, Nicholson was not outstanding last season. He was good, but not outstanding. Only 11 goals in the Premier League, 20 overall. So, what I'm thinking is, if he's not scoring, then we bring in Sinček. We've got 2 strikers, whether one comes off the bench or we just rotate game to game, depending on who's actually in form. We've got 2 strikers who can hopefully do the business. One thing Colin Nicholson's coach report does actually say is that he doesn't enjoy big matches. So, yeah, I mean, he's world class, but he doesn't enjoy big matches. But anyway, two really good strikers. Obviously, Vujovic has developed so well. Voucher's still really good. We've got so many good young players who have such high potential. I mean, if you just look at that, all of the young regens that we've got, that we've signed, or that were here when we started, plus the experience as well of Van Dijk, who's still really good. De Jong is 30 now, but he's still really good. Paqueta as well. We've got a really, 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 really good squad. A really, really good squad. And I think that this year could well be our year. And if it's not, then I wouldn't mind staying another year, actually, because we've got so much potential here. It's certainly going to be interesting, and we will put that to the test today because it's the start of a new season, and we're going to go for 3 games today because I don't see any reason to split this up. We've got the Community Shield, first of all, against Manchester City, which of course we won last year, against City again. Can we see if we can do it? We've got the Super Cup as well against Napoli, which we're going to play today, and also the first Premier League game against Leeds in between, which will be the sort of just the goals game for that one. Although let's mention very briefly the Premier League season preview, because we actually are predicted to be champions. 5-2 odds on favourites ahead of Manchester City, which would be a huge thing if we could do. Obviously we want to do it, but Man City have won the Premier League 7 years in a row, if you've not been following closely. 7 years in a row for them. All under the stewardship of Marcelo Bielsa, who at the age of 72 years old should be sitting with his feet up, drawing his pension, smoking a pipe or something, but instead is still managing, still marching around the technical area at the Etihad every week and just having the time of his life. He has obviously been a manager of extreme renown, tactical prowess and all that sort of stuff, but has never really won that many trophies until now, where he's come to City and just keeps constantly winning the Premier League, and he's won the Super Cup, won the Champions League, he's won everything. He's won absolutely everything. And when you consider, before he came to City, 3 trophies. He won Olympic gold with Argentina, and he won league titles in Argentina with Vélez and Nils Old Boys. And he's come to Man City and just won everything. It's pretty ridiculous. But apparently, according to the media, we are the favourites to overhaul them this season. Whether we do that remains to be seen, but this would be a good marker to put down for sure. So then, here is the team that we're going to go with for the first game. Some issues maybe with the selection. Alisson is going to be, of course, continuing in goal. Rafinha, Voucher, Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold is the defence. I don't want to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold as first choice. We've got Moraldi on the bench, of course, but he didn't have his most amazing season last year, so we're looking for him to just keep it up. He's 28, he should be in his prime, should be absolutely flying down that wing. De Jong is going to be at the base of midfield still with Salvador and Paqueta. Salvador has definitely deservedly usurped Bentancur in that position. Obviously plenty of midfield options, what with him, Fernandes and Pedro and Gravenberch as well. On the wings, Marko Vujovic, of course, is going to be on the right-hand side, and we're going to keep Mohamed Salah as first choice on the left for now. He has declined just a little touch. His agility has gone down, and his stamina has gone down as well. I mean, he's 35. What would you expect? But we can't not really play him, given how last season he was still insane. 18 goals and 19 assists. He's an absolutely unstoppable machine on that left-hand flank. But obviously, Jordan Richard can more than step up if we need him to. And then up front, we're going to give the nod to Colin Nicholson today. He deserves it. He was first choice last season. But obviously, Sinchek is there waiting in the wings to strike if Nicholson cannot find the back of the net. Foucher's got a bit of an injury because he broke his hand during the summer, but he's fine. He can play. Now, City haven't made many massive additions this summer. They don't really need to because they're so good. Ivan Salas from Watford, the only one who they've really signed, looks good. Decent left back. Not as good as Rafinha, but still good. But we know their dangers. We don't need to go for them again. They're horrifying. They're absolutely horrifying. Although John Stones is at right back today, so maybe that's an area we can exploit. But let's just lay down a marker of how we want to do this season. We trashed them at this stage. Last season in the Community Shield obviously didn't end how we wanted in the league, but let's see if we can do it this year. Corner comes in from City early on. Bernardo Silva across. Good save from Alisson. And playing it forwards, Mohamed Salah is running through. He's been flattened, but Nicholson's there, and Colin Nicholson has responded to the pressure of Marko Sinchek in the squad now with a goal. Apparently it's an assist by Alisson. I mean, what? How is that an assist by Alisson? It's either nobody or it's Salah. Salah ran half the pitch with the ball and then was tackled, and Nicholson got it. It's not Alisson's assist, is it? Anyway, we're 1-0 up. I don't know. Reina puts it across. Raheem Sterling immediately equalises against his old club, of course. Sterling towards the twilight of his career now, in his 30s, but still very good. Reina puts it across on a plate, and Sterling, despite there being 3 defenders and a goalkeeper, is able to score pretty much unchallenged. So we're back to square one. Pretty action-packed start though. Rafinha lays it over the top to Salah, who puts it across to Marko Vujovic, who also opens his account this season. Brilliant start. 2 of the front 3 have already got a goal. Salah's got 2 assists already. I'm calling it 2 assists. This one was definitely his, no question about it. Vujovic again with a header past the dive of Ederson, and it was not Ederson, is it? It's Bazuma's in goal. Bazuma's starting today, not Ederson, and it's 2-1. Action-packed start here at Wembley. And we scored again in bizarre circumstances. I wasn't even... What? Okay, Vujovic has scored. Let's see this one. I wasn't expecting this to... I thought it was just the start of a highlight. This wasn't going to be a goal. Bazuna, not Ederson, he's put the kick out. And Vujovic, unbelievable goal. What a hit from Marko Vujovic. Goodness gracious me. On the volley from the poor goal kick, gives us a 3-1 lead. Absolutely crazy start to this one. I want to play 3 games. Maybe we won't be able to. It's a terrible back pass from... Who was that? Was it Foucher? I don't know. It's 3-2. Just comical defending. Absolutely comical. But Lucas Paqueta, De Jong's completely run the other way, and João Felix has scored. What is... Apparently Alisson's been blamed for that one in the text commentary, but that was ridiculous. Right, can we just have nothing happen, please, until half-time? Salah with a free kick, whipped over. It's headed over by Salvador. This is an absolutely ridiculous game. Salah with another free kick. Van Dijk heads wide this time. Right, can we have nothing happen till half-time, please? Salah with a free kick. It's bundled in by Vujovic, who's got himself a hat-trick inside 35 minutes. Marko Vujovic is having a phenomenal start to the season. It just runs through a whole crowd of people, lashes it home. It's 4-2. This game is mental. There's still more highlights. This is still the first half. City have just had a couple of chances, which I've not even put in because they were pretty tame efforts, but they're still coming forwards again. Ben Chilwell across. Brilliant tackle from Alexander-Arnold, and we work it nicely down the right flank. Colin Nicholson, can he whip a ball in? He's gone all the way back to Rafinha, but it seems to have worked. Paqueta driving forwards, ball across. No, he's been fouled. Mohamed Salah will take the penalty, and this could make it 5. He's scored. It's 5-2. And it's not even half-time. Salah opens his account as well. All 3 of our attacking players have opened their accounts for the season, which is excellent for the football bank. And there's another highlight still before half-time from the kickoff. City coming forwards. Are we just not going to bother defending this season? Rafinha blocks it. Salah's all the way back there, and we're working it through again. Vujovic with a lovely pass to Nicholson, who finds another exquisite finish. It's Liverpool 6, Manchester City 2 in the first half. I don't think we're going to play the Super Cup today, unless you want this to be 40 minutes long. Nicholson with an unbelievable finish, and the pass from Vujovic was insane. I mean, we've got 2 5-star players in those positions, and they're certainly proving it. They are certainly proving it. It's Liverpool 6, Manchester City 2. We've still got 45 minutes. I don't think it's going to penalties. I mean, this isn't a league game, but if this is the start of things to come, I'd be pleased. Nicholson's got a hat-trick as well. This is just ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Our defending's been dreadful. Our defending has been dreadful. Their defending has been sort of National League standard. Nicholson at the near post. He's scored more goals in this game than he did the whole of last season. 20 minutes to go. I'm going to take Foucher off because he's obviously a bit injured. Vujovic has literally just got a knock. I hope that's not serious. We'll get him off straight away. Don't risk him at all. What is it? Salah with a free kick in. We nearly scored again. What is Vujovic's injury? Please be minor. Potential thigh injury. Hopefully it's just a bruise or something. And thankfully, in many ways, there are no more highlights, and it ends. We've won the Community Shield again. Last year was good, and this year we've beaten them 7-2. The 7 times champions, 1 goal for every league title in a row for them. Maybe that's a good omen. maybe that is a good omen. That was very good. Who's going to get man of the match? I'm assuming it's Vujovic, because he got an assist as well. Absolutely stunning. Goodness me. Well, that's certainly... I mean, maybe you should have retired at the end of last season, Marcello. Vujovic is luckily only out for 1 to 3 days with a tight hamstring. That is absolutely good news indeed. It's another Community Shield win. What can you say about that, except for the fact that I'm just going to bring you the result of the Leeds game, really, because we need to go through this more quickly. And our first league game of the season against Leeds, very, very routine. The most routine thing ever. A Mohamed Salah penalty and then Virgil van Dijk from a Mohamed Salah free kick. You can't get any more classic Liverpool than that. 2-0, job done, 3 points. Minor piece of transfer news as well. Michael Quinn, who spent last year on loan at Brighton. We're going to be loaning him to Guingamp for the year. I was planning on keeping him as like the backup winger, but he's making a big fuss. We don't need him because we can replace him with a player who I keep forgetting about, although he's really good in terms of potential, and attributes wise looks really nice too. Sandro Veloso, who was signed from Benfica before we got here, looks amazing. He will be the backup winger this season. Let's get him in the first team, and then we'll just let him play for the reserves as well. Right then, Napoli in the Super Cup. Can we win 2 trophies in an episode? It'll be 2 episodes in a row that we've won 2 trophies in. That would be nice. Now, we did have a bit of injury concerns, unfortunately. Lucas Paqueta got injured before the Leeds game. He's going to be out for 10 more days, so he's going to miss this one. Played Pedro against Leeds. Did all right on his debut. Not amazing. So we might need to move him out of the team today. I also didn't play Pierre Faucher because, again, I just want him to recover. He has just about recovered now from his broken hand. In fact, he has recovered. He's still only on 88% conditioning, but I think he should be all right to start this one alongside Van Dijk. So really, it's the issue whether we play Pedro. I'm going to give him another game because I do think he is sort of very well suited to the role. Obviously, we've got plenty of options on the bench to make a change if we need to. So Napoli obviously did us big favour by beating Aston Villa in the Europa League final last season, securing us Champions League football. Before we won the Champions League final, would have done it anyway. Some decent players, Mandragora and Fabian. He's still here, getting on a bit, but still very good. Orsolini as well. And then they've got Maria here in attacking midfield. Some decent stuff there, And Eduardo Paulo, again, decent. Not amazing, but decent. Tessia, no. He's French as well. I mean, he's not going to be getting in the senior team anytime soon. Let's go out there, win it. We're so good at winning finals. We really are very, very reliable when it comes to picking up silverware with this team. Let's go and do it again. Early highlights, Salah with a free kick. Nicholson got the nod today, and he's not nodded that one in. Obviously, it's such an electric start to the season in the Community Shield, and followed up with a sort of solid win against Leeds. Let's keep the things going here. Almada with a great shot. Thiago Almada saved well by Alisson, though, down to his right-hand side. Corner comes in, it's bouncing all over the place. We managed to get it away. Not been the most convincing defensively. Another chance for Napoli. Almada with a free kick, and Alisson again, safe hands, flings it to Nicholson. This actually would be an assist from him if Nicholson scores. It's a save from Flack, and Vujovic can't do anything with it. And at half-time, no breakthrough from either side. We have to say it was disappointing. We scored 6 goals against Man City in the first half, so this is definitely disappointing. Free kick and a great opportunity for Mandragora. He's cracked it against the wall. I thought that was maybe going in, but Nicholson is away. He's away. Colin Nicholson, again, good save from Black. Salah with the resultant corner. Nicholson again heads it over. I mean, I thought this was your year, Colin. Clinical against City, hat-trick against City. Lots of chances missed today. And with that in mind, we are going to bring on Marco Sinchek. He came on against Leeds, didn't score. Can he score today? Salah lines up the free kick. Faucher was there, and it's not Woucher from Faucher. Saved from Black again. Another corner. Salah still on set-piece duty. Why wouldn't he be? He's just so good. Lacking a little bit of ideas without the creativity of Paqueta, maybe. Pedro's been all right, but I think maybe time to take him off and bring somebody else on. I mean, the suggestion is Bentancur will do it. I'm not entirely sure I agree that's really the best thing to do, but we'll bring him on anyway. Salah again, another free kick in, and again it goes wide. This feels like it's heading to extra time and penalties. I mean, I don't want to take Salah off in that case, but maybe we need this sort of invention of Richard to do something here. It's going to be extra time, which is disappointing, you have to say. We've had plenty of opportunities, but they've been squandered. can make another sub, another 2 subs in fact. Sinchek has hit the post. That would have been glorious. And, well, Vujovic is getting very tired. Vouch is getting very tired as well. We're going to have to take off Marco. He's had a good game, but I can't afford for him to get injured. Salah's going to probably have to come off in a minute as well. Another part of extra time we have to face. No goals, still nothing, still no breakthrough. Napoli coming forwards. Bentancur, a little bit dodgy from him, but he's managed to give it back to Alisson. Vignato off the bench to De Jong. Can we find a breakthrough? I don't want another penalty shootout. I really hate them. Salah can't quite get there, but Rafinha does. Bentancur, Sinchek turns, still working it, and Miguel Salvador gets the ball from Vignato and smashes home. He takes the game, finds that little bit of cutting edge, gets the breakthrough. Good control by Sinchek there, but well done. But Salvador finds the finish as he started doing last season. It's a thunderbolt, and hopefully that can be that. I'm going to take a risk now and take off Mohamed Salah because I don't want him to get injured. And him being injured is definitely, well, that would definitely be worse than losing. It's been tight, it's been very cagey. Another highlight, can we grab a second just to seal this one? Vignato to Richard, Salvador back to Vignato on the left. Rafinha puts the ball into Sinchek, and we've spent 145 million on 2 5-star strikers, and neither of them has been able to score in this game. So that's great. There's a highlight right at the end here for Napoli. There's still 40 seconds left. This feels like they're going to score. I knew it was too good to be true in the game against City. I mean, 7 goals, and that's a false dawn. We've got it back. We've kept it. Can we just don't do anything stupid, please? Salvador out to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's just missed it. I think that's it. It is it. Okay. It was one of those weird fake end highlights. And it was cagey, it was tight, but it's Napoli 0 after extra time, Liverpool 1, and we've won the Super Cup, and we've won another trophy in charge of Liverpool. Not great, progressively worse performances as things have gone on. We definitely, this episode peaked too soon, but we still won. It was a good goal from Salvador, and that's obviously very nice. 2 trophies already at the start of the season, not bad. Hopefully a few more by the end of it, although I will be more than happy, I'll be ecstatic if the only thing we win from now until the end of the season is the Premier League. That is going to be our focus, because obviously we've won the FA Cup, we've won the League Cup, we've won the Champions League. We will focus on them if we're in the latter stages, but the Premier League has to be where we spend most of our time. We're going to go quite a long way because we've had so many episodes last season. There were so many episodes. We're going to go quite a bit of a way in. We've got a relatively kind opening. I say that, obviously we lost to Newcastle and Wolves last season, so maybe not, but relatively kind, and I think we'll probably come back next time towards, well, Chelsea and Arsenal potentially, but then there's City, they're right there. I think probably that is going to be where we come back, because that is going to be the kind of game that decides the title. Well, I mean, I say that, it's the games against Newcastle and Wolves that are going to decide the title. If we slip up against them, that's still going to be an issue. But we'll see how things shake up. Probably sort of end of September or middle of October. Late October is where we're going to come back. We're going to go quite a way through and try and just focus on the league this season. But there we go, 2 more pieces of silverware in the bag. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the transfers as well. Is this going to be the year that we win the Premier League title, which would actually be our first top flight league title of the save so far, which is slightly odd given how many other trophies we've somehow ended up winning. But thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you next time.